The Google Pixel 2 XL after a little bit more than 72 hours. The Pixel 2 XL has had a rough launch. Let's just get it out of the way. Google's tried to fix some of the problems, but the question is, have they? And if they have, or haven't, is this phone still worth picking up? Hey folks, my name's Jason, sometimes known as the JTL, and this is Painfully Honest Tech. Tech so honest it hurts. If this is your first time here, please consider subscribing for more tech-related content. And if you like this video, or if you dislike this video, please interact with the thumbs down below the video. Thank you. I grabbed the Pixel 2 XL probably sometime late last week, and I've been using it for a better part of 4 or 5 days at this point. I know it's been getting beat up some for its screen, and the blue shift is real, and it's a lot worse than other OLED screens that I've used, including the V30, which also has an LG-made P-Oled screen. I have no idea what happened here. But if it's as simple as Google cheaped out on the panel, and they're still charging flagship prices for the phone, they should be ashamed of themselves. My phone updated to the November update right after I got it, so I didn't get to experience the fun of the washed out screen and the graininess and the black mushiness and all that kind of stuff. I set the phone to the saturated profile, and I've been relatively happy with it as long as I'm looking straight at it and it doesn't shift to that light blue color. I'm going to go through a few things that I like about the phone and a few things that I don't, okay? So let's just, now that the newness is worn off, now that I've got to use it a little bit, let's talk. Number one, I like the size, I like the weight. Coming from the iPhone X, which I think is a great phone, but probably feeling too small for me after a while. And going back to this larger phone, it felt more comfortable. I love this matte finish on the back. I mean, it's just really reassuring that it's not glass, and it feels good in the hand, as they say. This thing is thinner than the iPhone X, but of course it takes up more space in the pocket, if you know what I mean. That's a typical big phone problem. The front-facing speakers are front-facing speakers, and that's good. I'm always kind of surprised about how much other reviewers spend time talking about the quality of the phone speakers. I mean, if I really want to listen critically to something, I'm gonna use headphones. But I will say that the speakers on the 2 XL are pretty good, and the fact that they fire out at your face instead of over to the right or something is nice. If you look at the thin bezel designs that have come out this year, you know, the infinity displays and such, having speakers on the top and bottom like this is the best design that I've seen so far. The bottom firing speakers of the Note 8, S8, V30 even, not all that great. These speakers are more than acceptable for listening to something casually, if you're just sitting in bed or sitting on the couch, or if you want to share with someone. And they're not hi-fi by any stretch of the imagination. They still sound like they're coming out of a tin can, but they're better than the competition. And I like that. I've also, for some reason, for the first time in my life, found myself using Google Assistant more often than I usually would. I like the squeezy thing. When I first heard about the squeezy thing, I thought it was a joke, but it's actually a pretty natural way to interact with the Google Assistant. And I will say that Google Assistant is better than any other assistant out there that I've tried. Better than Siri, all that kind of stuff, but we know that, right? Every time there's a new iOS version, I think Siri will finally not be an idiot, but never happens. Google Assistant just keeps getting better and better. And of course, by asking it like, how old is Val Kilmer and what is the temperature outside and how much is, something plus something minus something, is not scratching the surface of what it can do. Now, if you're thinking about camera, I'm going to do a separate camera review, but if you want to, let me say this. The camera is good. It's very, very good. Front-facing camera, better than iPhone X. Okay, portrait mode, very nice. I'll get you some comparisons later on. Other than those specific things, I find the phone to be fast and smooth and an overall kind of pleasant experience to use. So that's the good. Now, here are the things that I find myself not liking about the phone. It clearly didn't take me a long time to get used to the gesture-based iPhone X user interface. I found myself in the first couple of days of using this continually trying to like swipe my way out of apps and such. And I do stand by my opinion that now that we have this gesture-based UI with the iPhone X, everything else is going to change. Pressing virtual buttons and using the fingerprint scanner, I mean, it all felt really cumbersome to me and outdated and clunky. Another thing, I mean, this is an honest question. I have no idea why people love stock Android so much. Why is it such a big deal? I guess maybe I've used too many Samsung phones and other Android phones and not so much stock, but I find the stock experience is kind of boring. It doesn't really feel like a selling point to me. It's like, we're going to take away all the fun stuff and just give you the basics. It's like a basic phone, like this is the flip phone of Android phones. I don't like the button placement. I want buttons on opposite sides. I found myself accidentally triggering the Google Assistant squeezy thing because I wanted to not turn the volume up or down while I pushed the power button. And of course, yes, this is the kind of thing that I would get used to if I used this phone over an extended period of time. But this has been my initial experience. I also hate that the fingerprint scanner triggers falsely every time my finger brushes over it. I mean, in the pocket, if I'm just going over the back while I'm holding it, just really annoying. And I also found the fingerprint scanner to be a little bit slow. It works okay, but the false triggers and the sort of slowness to open kind of bother me. Now let's talk screen tint. Yes, I know. All OLED screens have some kind of off-axis color shift, but this one, even after the update, is really bad. I hear a lot of folks say, like, they're trying to justify their purchase, like, I wouldn't even notice it if nobody had told me anything. I have to call a little BS on that. You only have to tilt the screen a little bit, and the entire color of the screen changes. So it's noticeable. I've never seen anything like it. I haven't experienced any burn-in, thankfully, but I feel like Google got a little greedy here. They took away the headphones, no headphones in the box, and they shaved off some stuff to fatten that profit margin. It's backfired on them. I honestly think this is a recall-worthy problem, but it's not safety-related, so they ain't gonna do it. And let's talk one bonus negative point. Guess what it is? That's right, no headphone jack. Yes, everybody says the headphone jack, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Stop talking about the headphone jack. Still better than anything else that anybody else has come up with to listen to music off of your phone. Bluetooth, no, not good enough. And Google gets double points marked off for yanking Apple's chain last year by removing the headphone jack from the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus, and then turning around this year and yanking it off their own device. That is poor form. To me, it calls into question the entire value system of the people that are making this phone. I mean, I like companies to stand behind their bold moves. And yes, all the headphone jacks are going to go away someday, but at least back up your poop talk for at least one calendar year before you cave in. Oh, but by the way, they have conveniently come out with their own Bluetooth earbuds, just like Apple did last year, and it's $159, and you can listen to music again because you didn't get any headphones in the box, and you can get everything translated from foreign languages into your ears. Just say what you want about Apple, but at least they still ship earpods and a dongle in every box. And I really can't say that for a lot of the other manufacturers these days, and I definitely can't say it about Google. So if you can't tell, my experience with the Pixel 2 XL has been a little mixed. If this phone were $600, I could overlook a lot of these shortcomings, because the majority of the time, I mean, it's a good experience. It's smooth, it's fast, it's stock Android, blah, 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 but for this price tag, no. If the Note 8 is $950 and this phone is $850, the Note 8 is definitely worth more than $100 more on features alone. Now the V30 is $700, and it's a lot better and much more feature rich than this phone. And it has an amazing sounding headphone jack. The Pixel 2 XL just doesn't add up to me. It's nice, it's simple, it's kind of effed up, and it's sort of boring. It's solid, it's well built. I kind of like the design, the speakers are nice, but the screen, headphone jack, weird button placements, all that kind of stuff. It just seems like Google sent out this year a giant FU to the customer base that's been supporting them for all these years. I don't know. I mean, maybe the phone's not for me. You tell me down in the comments. It did help me remember how much I like the larger form factor phones, so maybe that's a good thing. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Welcome to everyone who's new. I've been getting new subscribers all the time. I'm very excited to have you all here, and I'm very excited to have all of you who have been here. But if you're new here and haven't subscribed, please think about it. If you liked anything about this video, please think about engaging the thumbs below. My name's Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. This is Painfully Honest Tech. Tech, so honest it hurts. Until the next time, I'm out.